I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, party people? Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Yeah, let's go, party people. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Scream. Ah. What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Man, it feels good coming off of a W, man. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. It feels really good. Man, the day after a win. Thibodeau is in the building. What's good, Thibodeau? What's good? Eddie F, what's good, man? What's good? D Nice is in the building. King Ribby, what's good, man? What's good? C-Mac is in the building. Rich Boy is in the building, man. What's good, man? It's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all. Yeah, man. Man, last night the Knicks defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves. 120-107. That felt good. That felt really, really good. 120-107. The final score is not a true indicator of how close or how much of a blowout the game really was. There were points in this game where the Knicks were up by 25 or more. Will Salkin's in the building. The vegan is in the building. What's good? I see y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That final score is not a true indicator of how close or how bad the score was, man. But it sure was fun watching the Knicks go on the road and win. And it was fun watching the Knicks dominate a team from start to finish. The Knicks went into Minnesota, demoralized the Timberwolves early, and you could tell the Timberwolves really didn't have much fight in them. Joe Madden is in the building. Dre is in the building, man. What's good, man? It's good to see. It was good to see the Knicks go in and jump on a team early and not let up. It was good to see that. And it was also good to see Tom Thibodeau have a heart. Because for those that don't know, for those that don't know, Jericho Sims is from the Minneapolis area. And Tom Thibodeau started that kid in front of all his fans and such. That was a classy touch. That was classy. The opportunity presented itself for Tibbs to be human, and he did it. That was a classy touch by Tom Thibodeau. Forbes' Field is in the building. IKBM says Wolves ain't got no heart, according to their beat writers and coach. Yep. The coach said it last night in a post-game press conference. I watched the post-game press conference, and I also watched the Timberwolves broadcast, and they felt like it was an extra classy touch by Tom Thibodeau to start Jericho Sims in Minneapolis in front of all his people. That's classy. That's classy, man. And as a matter of fact, the radio guy from the Timberwolves played on the same team as Charles Sims, Jericho's dad, and he was a fan of Charles Sims, who Charles Sims played at the University of Minnesota. That was classy all the way around. Kerry Cox is reading my mind again, everybody. Kerry Cox is reading my mind again. Kerry Cox. Hey, Kerry Cox is reading my mind. Kerry Cox was good. DSJ was good, DSJ. DSJ says salute to everyone in chat. Salute, salute, salute. Yo, as a matter of fact, hey, C-Mac says Anthony Edwards is on an RJ Barrett diet plan. And you know what? I just happen to have something for y'all. Bim. Y'all read my mind. I guess you knew what I was going to do. I guess you guys know me by now. Got something specifically for y'all. Y'all remember Anthony Edwards talked that noise about RJ? Yeah, we wanted RJ to take that shot, man. We knew he was going to miss. Remember that? I just happen to have the game comp up here. And that mess, which was the Timberwolves home game, Anthony Edwards shot 5 of 14. They ran Anthony Edwards a lot as the playmaker. Jermaine Royce is in the building. Kerry Cox says Edwards eating too much of that Minnesota moose stew. That's hilarious. So Anthony Edwards finished yesterday's game with 16 points, a -5 and a plus minus. They lost at home to a team that looked just like them. RJ Barrett, on the other hand, finished that game with 22 points. Not so bad, right? Not so bad, right? RJ Barrett shot 3 for 7 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. RJ Barrett missed some bunnies yesterday, and he threw up some UFOs from 3. Right? But it's all right. We won. But I put this, I want to show you this because RJ Barrett gets compared to a lot of young players. I think I'm going to do this going forward. RJ Barrett versus the young star for the other team. So we can give my man RJ Barrett some love. Right? RJ Barrett in the same amount of minutes. They're just about, about 37, 38 minutes. And on top of this 5 for 14 wasn't really that early on. Anthony Edwards was looking lost, not assertive. Some could even say soft early. No fight. No fight in him at all. And not just him. Not just him. The Timberwolves look demoralized. Demoralized. The Timberwolves look demoralized from the very beginning. Kerry Cox says he was gassed. Yeah, 38 minutes. Yeah. They had him playing point. They had him defending Brunson. They had Anthony Edwards doing a lot of stuff. You can tell this team needs talent. Jermaine Royce says, you're the fan that just wants to make trades just to make them, LOL. I can say what I want to say or what I want to you, scrub, LOL. Is Jermaine Royster talking to me? Jermaine Royster, I'm merely pointing out Anthony Edwards didn't have a great game. Oh, this is a beef in the chat already. It's only 13 minutes. And White Falcon replies, we don't need a center, obviously, according to you, unless you telling me otherwise. There's a beef in the chat already, and we hadn't even been here 15 minutes. Roy Hughes, how you doing, brother? Will Salkin says, Wolves are nuts, man. Traded their depth and future for Gobert. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. If you're a Knicks fan right now, how do you feel about RJ Barrett against other young stars? As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. How comfortable are you with RJ Barrett versus other young stars. The options are very okay, not very, not at all. How comfortable are you with RJ Barrett versus other young stars? Very, okay, not very, not at all. Those are your options. Let's go. Get this. Hey, get that energy up. Get that energy up. I need to see some votes. Roy Hughes says, I'm blessed, bro. Yeah, me too, man. Very blessed. And Dre says, Cat had the most unimpactful 25, 13, and 7 I've ever seen. Syndicate Maximum, what's good? How comfortable are y'all with RJ Barrett versus other young stars? Right now, I'm gonna say I am okay, but you cast your own vote. You think for yourself. You let the world know what you think. What is your opinion? Let me know what is your opinion. The poll is in the chat. I'm gonna look back at it right now and look at the early results. Very okay is 9%. Okay is leading the way at 68%. Not very is at 18%. And not at all is bringing up the rear with 4%. And that's after 23 votes are cast. Dripmore is in the building. All right. So in the young stars comparison, Anthony Edwards really didn't. I think RJ Barrett may have. I'll call this a draw. I'll call this a draw. Leaning RJ's way. I'll call this a draw, leaning towards RJ, right? RJ didn't have the most effective shooting night. He did knock down 3 threes. 3 of those threes he shot looked like UFOs, but we'll take it. RJ came away with 5 rebounds and 5 assists, and that's impressive. The 5 assists by RJ, that was impressive. Because RJ Barrett is notoriously a non-passer, not a playmaker. RJ Barrett is notoriously a non-passer. There we go. No, I don't like the way that looks either. Looks like hiding. Looks like I'm hiding. I'm gonna call this RJW. I'm not gonna call this a draw because I look at the 5 assists. That means RJ impacted the game other than shooting the ball. So RJ won the game, had 5 assists, had 5 rebounds, had 3 3-pointers. I'm gonna give this one to RJ. Okay. Eric Suriel is in the building. Justin King is in the building. What's good? Justin King is in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? Just moving along real quick. I got something else I want to share with you. I think Julius Randle is on his way to be the most improved player in the NBA. You heard me. I think Julius Randle is on the way to be the most improved player in the NBA. Not because he knocked down a career high and 3-pointers made last night. But because he understands his role as an NBA player and he knows when to get in and when to get out. Julius Randle knows how to play basketball. Julius Randle knows how to play basketball. Julius Randle is a good screener, a decent defender, a great passer, a great ball handler for someone 250 pounds. Julius Randle, outside of maybe LeBron James, is the best ball handler in the NBA at 250 pounds. Eric Suriel says, trade Randle while his value gets high. He is not winning us a title. Hey, Eric Suriel, neither is Obi Toppin. Obi is not winning this team a title. And I got a news flash for Obi fans. If you think Randle's contract is an albatross, you wait till it's time to pay Obi. You wait until it's time to pay Obi. When it's time to pay Obi, at least with Randle, you got an all-star, all-NBA, most improved player for the 24 million, 25 million, whatever it is that you're paying Randle. With Obi, you're going to pay Obi that same amount or more, and Obi ain't made nothing. And William is right. William is right. Obi will either get the max or he is going to want to get out of town. And I don't blame Obi. I'm not begrudging Obi. Obi, do your thing. Whatever your heart desire, Obi, whatever you want, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm not begrudging neither one. But right now, I'm talking about Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle is on the path to be the most improved player. And it's not just something I made up. It's not just something that I just thought about. I'm looking at Julius Randle's stats through 10 games and his most improved season. Miguel P says, this can't be real, man. Uncle Freezy must be trolling. Am I, though? Look at Julius Randle's field goal percentage through 10 games this year and through the most improved season. Then the most improved season, Julius Randle shot 45.6% from the field. This season, he's shooting better. And the most improved season, Julius Randle played 37.6 minutes. This year, Randle's playing 33.7. Sandikin Maximin says, are you speaking the truth today? These stats I used, the source is ESPN.com. ESPN.com is the source. You could look these numbers up for yourself. Randle is on track to be an all-star most improved player. And DSJ says, respectfully, Randle's ability to play basketball was never in question. The role of being the number one option is. And he followed up with, Randle is on par to be the most improved player. Pascal Siakam looked up like the Ike Turner meme. Yeah, no. Now, how Randle becomes the most improved player is, y'all know Randle played like trash last year. He played like trash last year. Anybody that thinks Randle played like an all-star last year, raise your hand. Anybody that says that thinks Julius Randle played like an all-star last year, raise your hand. And anyone that acknowledges that Randle's overall game is better this season than it was last season, raise your hand. Get out of the moment. Stop hating. Get out of the moment. Get out of that moment where Randle looked bad last season. It's a new season. Nev is in the building. Hey man, I enjoyed the talk the other night, man. You were awesome. G. Robinson says, I hope y'all do know Randle is still the number one option. Fitzroy Wedderburn. I see you. I see you. And the original DSJ says, but when we said Randle didn't play well last year, his apologists ran to his season stats to justify his credit. So which one is it? DSJ, you sound like you hating, bro. I don't know if you trolling or hating. I'm just gonna assume you trolling. I'm just gonna assume you trolling. Because it's as simple as one thing or the other. Either Randle played bad last season and we acknowledge it, and he's playing better this season and we acknowledge it, or regardless what Randle does, he's going to have detractors. Nev says, I don't like pitting Julius versus Obi. We should not be making these types of first. Nev, don't do that, bro. Don't act like that. Don't be naive. You gotta listen. You smarter than that. You smarter than that. You smarter than that. And because I know you were listening, the thing was not Obi versus Julius. The thing was Obi's upcoming payday versus Julius's upcoming payday. Those are two separate things. And Joe Madden says, if Randle keep playing like this, we got to get a nice package for him. If I don't know, that sounds like a Randle detractor, right there. That sounds like Randle detraction. Yeah, that sounds like Randle detract. The fact of the matter is why would a team put a borderline all-star on the market for anything they can get? That sounds like somebody that just doesn't like Randle. Think about what's being said. Hey man, let Randle play his best basketball so that we can put him on a trade block and just get something for him. What does that mean ultimately? What does that mean? Miguel P is in the building. Miguel P says, hey man, you act like Randle has been stable for 40 games. Shaking my head. Don't shake your head, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Look at what we have to go by. Be reasonable. Be reasonable. be reasonable. The sample size is all we have to go by. What I'll say to you guys is this. Last night, RJ Barrett looked okay. He outplayed a soft Anthony Edwards. Right? Last night, Randle outplayed, in my mind, Randle outplayed Karl Anthony Towns. In my mind. In my mind, this guy outplayed Karl Anthony Towns. Danny Landis is in the building. And Joe Man says, let me see. Let me move this thing out of the way real quick so I can read what Joe said. Okay. He wasn't a fit yesterday. Now we don't want to move him. Freezy, don't put words in my mouth. I said we could get a good package, not any package. No, Joe, don't put. Listen, look at what you. Okay, all right. So I won't put words in your mouth, but I'll read what you wrote. You just wrote, and it's on the screen with your name by it. I said we could get a good package, not any package. So what's the point? We could get a good package, not any package. That's what you wrote. That's what you wrote. We could get a good package. It's right here on the screen and type. That's what you typed. We could get a good package, not any package. That's what you wrote. Only somebody who wants to trade Randle would even suggest the word package. It's bro. It's man. It's amazing to me. I don't know, bro. It's amazing, man. This is. Hey, Hunger for More says, do it for 5 games in a row. But listen, man, look at what the numbers are right here on the screen through 10 games. Through 10 games, 20 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 45.9 from the floor, 33.3% from 3, down 4 minutes. He's doing it in less time. What are we saying, y'all? Why would we even suggest? I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you please Knicks fans at this point. We did win yesterday. I'm still a little frustrated that championship is not the main goal. And I would trade everybody for a championship. Everybody. I would trade the whole kit and caboodle for a championship if you can guarantee me a championship. I would trade everybody, the entire kit and caboodle, if you could guarantee that we could win a championship. Everybody. I would trade everybody if that would guarantee the Knicks franchise a championship. Justin King says, screw youth. They not ready to win at all. They just want the money. We need vets to win. King Ribby. Hey, King Ribby says, hey, you say I love Randle. I got something just for you. Here it is. Look. King Ribby, this is just for you. Hey, King Ribby, that's just for you. King Ribby, look. Hey, White Falcon says, who guarded Randle last night? I don't, man. I'm not, bro. I don't know. Man, I watched the game and I enjoyed it. I rewatched the game. I was gonna come on at about 9:30. I decided to rewatch the game. I don't know if y'all can see it. I think I may have taken it down, but I'll show y'all where I stopped at if I can find it. I closed it out, but whatever. All right, where is it? Recently, okay. I had it. I don't know. I don't know if I can show it. And I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about showing it. Whatever. King Aunt G is in the building. So DSJ says Joe Madden. So nothing specific. If there's nothing or no one specific you want to add to the roster, why put them on the market? We're not hurting for the. That's one of the things I'm basically one of the things I'm getting at, and what I want to be. So people can understand where I'm coming from. Is this so? For the most part, I generally try to keep my opinions to myself because I understand in the opinion business you never win. So generally, what I choose to do is just, allow others to voice their opinion and I stay neutral. Because what happens is even if I do voice my opinion, it'll be bandied about like, it's one of them deals where it can, for one, it can never change. Like I can never change my mind, and two, it's written in cement, like it's something. But the thing is, I want to say though, is, and in all honesty with you, is for the most part, as a Knicks fan, I'm happy about today. What happens tomorrow, I can't control it. It ain't even here yet. You feel me? Like my feelings about the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know yet. I won't know. I probably won't even think about the Brooklyn Nets until tomorrow. But as far as today goes, I'm glad the Knicks won. I root for my team to win. And I understand that the team might not be on a championship track, and I want them to be on a championship track. Trust me, I do. I want them to be on a championship track, but I can't go in the Knicks front office and make them make a move. I'll voice whatever, I'll reply to whatever in terms of where we are today. But in terms of saying the same thing over and over about the front office, I'm not gonna bang my head against a wall when I know the front office is gonna do things at their pace. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Am I still going to go to games? Yes, I'm going to games. I'm going to the next game. I think I'm going to go to the Charlotte game with Uncle Fulio and them. I think I'm going to go to that game, and I'm going to try to catch the DC game. Definitely catch the Orlando game. I don't know about Atlanta. I like Atlanta, but I mean, I'm not for sure yet about the Atlanta game. But I'm definitely going to probably catch somewhere between 10 and 20 games this year live. King Ribby says, tell Randle if he keeps this up, he ain't going nowhere, which is a great thing, but bad for Obi. Yeah, I mean, I don't. The thing with Randle and Obi, man, is listen. I think Obi played decent yesterday. Obi had how many rebounds? Obi had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and 15 points. Obi played a great game yesterday. And he played 26 minutes. Obi Toppin played 26 minutes yesterday. Had 7 rebounds. 1 offensive rebound, was super aggressive. He got to put that and the foul on. Obi had 4 steals, 3 assists, and 15 points. Obi Toppin played a great game yesterday, and I'm proud of Obi. The Organic Fanatic says, Obi playing good for his minutes. Very good production and efficient. His shot does look wet. It does. Subliminal 209 is in the building. The Ball Don't Lie says, anything for a championship. Anything, bro. Anything. Quiet Money in the building. Quiet Money says, Obi is a bench player. Fish says 26 minutes is all right for Obadiah. And Paris Duggar says, hey, and Paris Duggar, my man, says, there's no championship move out there. And if there is no championship move out there, then what are we doing? If there's no championship move out there, what are we doing? I would say if there is no championship move out there, then we have to consider a number of things. Quiet Money's in the building. What I would say is this. Prepare yourself for the future. This front office, even though we're 5-5, that Timberwolves team laid down. That Timberwolves team had no heart. Wisdom says, I am pleased with the victory, but tempered by the high volume of threes. We have a playoff team. Wiz is in the building. What I'm saying to you is I don't believe this team is a championship team, but I'm not going to fool anybody I'm not sitting here trying to fool anybody thinking. Well, basically, let me say it. Let me say it like this. Let me put it out here like this. After the way we lost the previous game, this win feels good. After the way we lost to the Celtics Saturday night, I'll take this victory. Right? And think about these things in context. Friday night, we should have beat the brakes off the Sixers, and we let them hang around. And that win felt like a loss to me. What we did to the Timberwolves is what we should have did to the Sixers, but we didn't. So that win felt like a loss. And then the very next night, we lost to a Celtics team that we should have beat, but they shot out of their mind. So that loss felt like a double loss. You know what I'm saying? Because we should have beat them. If they played their regular night, if they played the way they play regularly, we beat the Celtics. And so yesterday's victory in Minnesota felt refreshing because this team, though I don't think it's a championship team, though I don't think it's a team that can compete for a championship, and I don't think anybody reasonable thinks that it is, should probably have more victories on their ledger. But you can't complain about the fish that got away. You can't complain about the fish that got away. All we can do is root for who is here and hope that the front office is smart enough to understand that this team, the way it's currently constructed, is not a championship team, and hope they bring in the right piece. Because no matter how much we pound the table, we can't make the front office make moves. A few free throws in that Memphis game, we win. A few smart, bro, the Atlanta game, come on. The Boston Celtics knocked down a franchise record 27 three-pointers against us. The Milwaukee Bucks escaped us because while we didn't shoot well against them, they didn't shoot well against us. And Kerry Cox says the Wolves need a better coach and GM. Hey, Kerry Cox, you know what I would say to you? I think the Timberwolves need players with more guts. We saw the sets that the Timberwolves were running against us. They just don't have heart, bro. It looks right now, this early in the season, that the Timberwolves are one of those young energy teams. And don't discount, too, the fact that a red-hot Randle distinguished their fire. If you remember early on, the Timberwolves came out chest bumping, and they took a very early lead against us. And those Randle threes, it's something about daggers, bro. It's something about letting a three-point shooter get hot. It's something about letting a three-point shooter get hot and make multiple threes against you that is demoralizing. You know how I know this? I'm a Knicks fan. That's how I know. It's something about three-pointers. It's something about a team getting hot from three that demoralizes a team. You know how I know? I'm a Knicks fan. That's how I know. I watched Kevin Love get hot against us, and it totally demoralized us against Cleveland. Am I lying? Did any other of you Knicks fans watch that Cavaliers game? Were you not demoralized when Kevin Love and Dean Wade caught fire from three, and no matter what we did, they were just making shots? Did that not demoralize you? Because if you were not demoralized, you either lying or you didn't watch the game. Because a lot of y'all showed up in this chat and talked about, I can't believe we couldn't stop Kevin Love. Kevin Love was 8 of 13 from three. And that demoralized you. So Kevin Love was 8 of 13 from three, and it demoralized us. Randle was 8 of 13 from three, and it demoralized them. A lot of us. Yo, Ronnie is in the building. What's good? What's good, man? Montero's in the building. And I know a lot of times when I tell the truth here, I know a lot of times people get offended. But like when I tell the truth, like when I tell the truth about, like, no matter how much we complain, it's not going to fix anything. It's up to the front office. The fans have limited power. The fans have limited power, man. JJ says, can we really count on Randle and RJ to hit threes like that consistently? JJ, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they can. I don't think RJ Barrett nor Julius Randle are 3-point snipers. Right? But here's the thing. There are others on this team that are built that way that should. Where's Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose last night was 1 for 10. Derrick Rose is a guard. How is a guard shooting 1 for 10? Where's Emmanuel Quickly? Where's Emmanuel Quickly's 3-point shooting? Where's Evan Fournier's 3-point shooting? Where is Jalen Brunson's 3-point shooting? Where is Cam Reddish's 3-point shooting? My thing is, we know Randle is not a 3-point shooter. He's a power forward. Right? He's a power forward that rebounds and wants to bang. And we're counting on his 3-point shooting, but we don't count on Cam Reddish's 3-point shooting. Let's be realistic. Where's Emmanuel Quickly's 3-point shooting? Let's be realistic. Emmanuel Quickly is a 6'3" combo guard. Where's his 3-point shooting? Where's Cam Reddish's three-point shooting? Where's Jalen Brunson's three-point shooting? Let's be honest. Let's be honest with each other. Let's not just say Randle and RJ in the three-point shooting thing instead of, holding everybody accountable. Let's look at things for what they are. Jalen Brunson is playing 33.8 minutes a game. Emmanuel Quickly is playing 21.4 minutes a game. Cam Reddish is playing 20.9 minutes a game. Evan Fournier is at 20.8 minutes a game, even though he was demoted to the second unit. But these are the guys that you would think would be knocking down three-point shots, especially since they are guards and wing players. Montero says, I don't think the three-point shooting has been promoted by the organization. And good three-point shots are created in the paint. It looks like our guys have been avoiding the paint. Right. Let's Go says, people talk about RJ and Randle shooting because they take 40% of our threes. Stop making excuses. All right, let's go. Since I'm making excuses, I'm going to look up that. You said 40%, and it better be 40%. If Randle and RJ ain't shooting 40% of the Knicks threes, I'm never reading another comment that you ever post in here. It better be right. Since you talk about stop making excuses, they better be taking 40%. You better not be getting up here lying. You better not be getting up here lying. It better be right. Talk about stop making excuses. Hey, the organic fanatics. What's Let's Go talk about? Talk about two players are taking 40% of the entire team's three-pointers. You better be right. You better be right. Two players are taking 40% of a team. Where that comment at? Where that comment? Let me decide. You better not have just played yourself. You better not have just played yourself. Let me put this comment back up here. You better not have played yourself. Talk about RJ Barrett and Randle taking 40% of the team threes. Hmm. 5.8 plus 3.9. That is 9.7. Let's see. %40 of the team threes. Oh my God. What are we doing? What are we doing out here? What is going on? Right. That's exactly what I thought. 28%. You playing yourself. Talking about Uncle Freezy making excuses. You just played yourself. Jay Boogie was Jay Boogie. Go call me out when I. Man, if you don't stop, 28% is not 40%. Yeah. Strauss, look. Go call me out. Talk about stop making excuses. Man, if you don't stop. Hey, I just put the link in the chat. Let's go. Look, I just put the link in the chat. I just put it in the chat. It's right. It's like 5 comments above when you put your. It's right there in the chat. Joe Madden.
What's up, Freezy? What's happening?
Did you just see that?
See what?
Did you just see that? Let's Go said RJ Barrett and Julius Randle taking 40% of the Knicks 3-pointers.
I was thinking he was close, but I was like, isn't that too much though? Because Fournier takes threes, Rose has been taking, the whole team's been taking more threes. Like they are taking a lot more threes, I think, than they were last year, the two of them. But
Right.
40% is way too much between the two of them.
Right.
What are they? What is it? It's 33% they're shooting.
Right. So I went by game average, right? So what I did is I took RJ's 5.8. Okay. So it is 33%. All right. So I took RJ's 5.8 and Randall's. Let me do it one more time. I'm gonna do it one more time while you on the joint. So 5.8 plus 5.4 attempts per game, right? And I'm going to divide that by the number of total attempts, which is 34.9 per game, and it's 32.09169054441261. So it's about 32%.
Yeah. Well, I do think my biggest takeaway from my scene it's the last 2 nights is Mitchell Robinson not clogging the paint. I think we discussed this leading up when we signed Brunson about how's Brunson going to be efficient. Like Brunson, I think was shooting 47%. Now he's up to 50%, and it's gone to jump the last 2 games with no Mitch. Randle dropped 29 and then dropped 31. No Mitch. RJ's been getting more efficient. No Mitch. Man, I think Mitch, I get the thing with the rim protection and the defense, but we don't play no defense anyway. So drop the Mitch thing and put Hartenstein in and have Obi and Sims back him up where we have spacing. Because this team is way better offensively. We're able to put up buckets easy when we have spacing. Like the threes, like they're getting more efficient for threes because they're way more open. Brunson's able to get into the teeth of the defense. It's collapsing. They're getting open shots. When Mitch is in there, Brunson's not getting into the paint as much.
Okay. All right. So Minnesota shot 46.9% against us. That's bad. That's very bad. And they shot 26.8% from 3, which is very good. We'll take that. Right? But we held them to 81 shots. That is very good. That's very good in my opinion. Going into this game, teams were taking 97 shots per game against us. That's terrible.
And most of them were probably threes, right?
What do you mean? Out of the 97? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an aggregate. You know what I'm saying?
It looks to me like teams are taking like half or more than half of team shots that they're taking in a game are coming from 3 and they're hitting them. Like remember Boston 2 nights ago, I think they only scored like they scored 133 points and scored like 33 points in the paint or inside the arc.
Yeah.
Everything else came from jump shots.
Yeah. That's in the paint, not in the
in the paint, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else comes from jump shots.
Right.
And that was without Mitch as well. So we were able to hold down the paint. It was just a 3-point.
Right. Let me see here. I'm looking to get the answer for the first thing that you asked me. You said shot attempts, right? So the Knicks are allowing 95.5 attempts per game, and they are allowing 42 attempts from three. Right? 42 attempts from three. And that leads the league. So the Knicks give up the most 3-point attempts per game. J Boogie, what's good, bro?
Rock on, my brother. Go ahead.
You look good this morning.
Man, I look.
You got some sleep?
Nah.
Okay. All right. What's that?
No sleep
Till
breeze.
You know who we played? You know who we played Wednesday, right?
Oh yeah, we at the YMCA.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Open gym. It's open gym. I got next.
Yeah, I just got a note from the NCAA committee, track field committee. You know, they upset that they can't have the track tournament in there Wednesday.
Right.
I told them it's because the Knicks is playing. They host ping pong and track events in there. It's not a gym. It's not a basketball gym in there.
And shuffleboard. I heard you do shuffleboard on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, they do all that crazy stuff. They need to have a Skelly tournament in that month.
They should. I heard they was working on it, bro. I heard they was working on it, but the stuff didn't come in from Amazon yet. So yeah, man.
Hey, God blesses to y'all, man. What's up, man? What up to the chat, man? Everybody, man.
There ain't nothing to it, bro. I'm chilling, man.
What's up, J Boogie? How you doing?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm excited about the win last night, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm excited. I know I can't control what the front office do. I can't control what the coach does, but I can control how I feel about wins and losses. And I feel good about this win against Minnesota. Randle came out there with them daggers and demoralized them, and they packed it in, and you could see it on their face that they ain't even want to play. And their announcers were like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with this team. They just out here flat. The Knicks demoralize them. And this is their TV crew, right? Saying they're out there flat. This young team goes through ups and downs. And tell me if this sounds familiar. This young team, a team come out there early and put it on them. They don't show any fight. They scrambling around. They giving up threes. Their perimeter defense suck. What are we going to do with these young players? Is it time to make a move? Tell me if that sounds familiar. Yeah.
They lost their identity.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like what we did. Reggie Bullock wasn't a great player, but he was a big he was a great big piece for what we had going on.
He fit us, yeah.
Yeah, he fit us. So, when he left, that stung that year after. The same thing going on with Minnesota. I don't care you go get Rudy. You got rid of Pat Bev. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah, Minnesota are their GM's probably going to get fired soon if they don't start winning some games because they threw the house on Summit to get Rudy Gobert. In a game where I'm just talking about us possibly benching or not even putting or trading or putting in the rotation our center because of spacing. And they have an athletic 2 guard who needs to get into the rim and a stretch center that needs to get to the rim too. And you throw everything at a center that can't stretch the floor and just plays defense, like elite defense. But he's not enough on that team. They need perimeter defense and they have nothing else to make any move. So they're really stuck.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree with you 100%, my brother. They stuck.
Yeah.
The teams out there worse off than us. But, of course, we're going to always get the most of it as if, we're in championship mode. But we're still in developing stage and everything. And I, too, along with you, Freezy, I enjoyed that victory last night. I just mentioned it the other day that the way we played against Boston the other night, if we were caught at least 75% of the other part of the league coming off of back-to-back, they'd have lost like Minnesota last night too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's great to see that them guys is carrying over to the next game.
Right.
They didn't get puzzled or stuck with it. Okay, we scored last game. Let's continue on scoring. We got to play a little bit of defense. I don't care about what's going on with Minnesota. Still in all, they're a team that can beat you. Let's clamp down and let's do what we got to do. At least I can say this morning for 2 days, you know what I'm saying? We got the lead. We got the league's leading big three going on right now over the last games. And I take this W. And, you know, I just look at, you know, the teams we lost to. You know, we lost to Memphis, you know what I'm saying, with a superb play on their team.
Yeah.
We lost to the Atlanta Hawks, 2 elite all-star guards.
Yeah.
We lost to the, you know what I'm saying, the Cleveland Cavaliers with 1 down, but they still had 2 all-stars on that team playing. And one of them is a superior dude in Donovan. You know what I'm saying? We lost to the Boston Celtics, a team with 2 superior killers, and they got a 3-headed monster together. When you put Smart in there, the heart and soul of their team, as you know, those are teams that we lost to, you know, and those are good losses.
We lost to Milwaukee.
Yeah, we lost to Milwaukee. Those are good losses, you know what I'm saying, that lets us know that, you know, we can play with these guys. We just got to want it like them and work harder and play harder. But these other teams that's mediocre, we're supposed to continue on smashing them. I like the part that we beat the teams that we should beat. We're not losing against teams like last year that, you know, that snuck us and gave us L.
Like Orlando.
Right. So when you lose,
like Oklahoma City.
Exactly. So when you lose the top-notch teams and then you come back and you lose to the bottom-notch teams, that's not good. So yeah, we're keeping our foot down on the neck of the bums, you know what I'm saying? And we're learning to gel together against the upper and elite teams, you know what I'm saying? So I'm okay.
Hey, J-Bug, let me tell you the teams that the Timberwolves beat this year.
Okay.
Right. So mind you, they are 5-6, right? They won 5 games, we won 5 games. Listen to who they beat. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Lakers. And they beat the Rockets. And I ain't gonna lie to you, quite frankly, them teams ain't nothing. Them teams, they beat a bad team twice and then 4 other bad teams. Or 3 other bad teams. Right? Them teams that they beat, they were 2 dead flies smashed up together.
They're lottery teams that they beat, and then they beat up an absolute mess of a Lakers roster. So who are going to be a lottery? Well, they don't have their lottery pick, but they're going to be in the lottery or a lottery team.
Right, and they got and here's the thing about Minnesota: they got air in their chest. You know how people get air in their chest, like they ready to thump. You know what I'm saying? They think they see the Knicks coming in off a bad loss to the Celtics, and then they get in a dogfight and realize they overstepped their bounds, and you saw the Knicks take their heart early.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the Knicks take their heart early. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them deals where their 5-5 record was inflated, and our 4-5 record was deflated. You know what I'm saying? Because we lost to the Bucks, who at the time was undefeated. Right? We lost to Memphis, who was the 3rd seed. As of last night, it was the 3rd seed in the West. We lost to Atlanta. We lost to, I had them all. So we lost to Atlanta. We lost to Cleveland. We lost to Milwaukee. We lost to Memphis, and we lost to Boston. All were top 4 seeds in a conference as of last night.
And I feel we didn't put our best starting lineups out either, because Mitch just went down, and we only put Cam in the starting lineup against Boston 2 games ago. So you think them games, I feel with Evan Fournier and out there, with Mitch out there, that's probably the worst what this team's been and is going to be all year. Because now I think for finally looking at it, I feel like with Hartenstein or Obi or Sims or whoever that can just at least get out of the paint, that can stretch the floor, and Cam is our best team.
Right.
What we've seen the last against Boston and yesterday, that's our best rotation and are going to be our only success to win. My issue is what happens to Mitch in a couple of days when he comes back. Will he be put back into the lineup?
Well, he's not going to be back in a couple of. He's going to be reevaluated. in 4 days.
Okay. So he
Yeah.
is still a couple more games down.
Yeah, so he's not guaranteed to be back.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not guaranteed to be back. It's just he turned his ankle. Big boy, and trust me, Tom Thibodeau is smarter than what we give credit for. Does he always do what we want him to do? No, because he is all man. He do what he, you know what I'm saying? But in my mind, like last night, the thing that I mentioned about Jericho Sims, that was a classy move, right? He didn't have to start Jericho Sims. He could have started Hartenstein, right? But since Jericho Sims and his father are legends in the Minneapolis area, he started Jericho Sims, right? That was a touch of class right there. Something, I don't know if the organization pushed for that or if my man had asked for that or what. But what I will tell you this, though, it worked.
Yeah, it worked, and you gotta give Tom some credit for that. Like you said, that was a classic move. That's his hometown. That's his home area. You know, be honest with you, he had options. He had an option going into that game. You know, if Rudy would have played, I think he might have went Hartenstein. Because you know that would have allowed still. Okay, you know, you always like to stay inside the paint against the bigger guys. You don't done that against us with Mitch in the past and all that. So if Rudy is there, I think he could have went Hartenstein so he can still bring him out further on the floor.
Right.
But being that Rudy wasn't there and Mitch is not here, I don't have to bring you out on the floor. Let me go ahead and put a big man in there. You know what I'm saying? Give him some burn. Let him know you're still a part of this team. And matter of fact, I want you to go beat up Towns. He's soft anyway. Go get Towns and rock out. You know what I'm saying? And that allowed Julius not to have to keep so much, you know, defense with him and allow him to take advantage of the other dude and just punish him on you know what I'm saying, how he wanted to punish him. So, yo, shout out to Tom for making the adjustment move. He had, you know, he could have went either or, and what he decided to go with, it worked. So, you know, it worked the first time he made the move where he tried to go small ball, you know, with Philly, that worked. He come back with this right here. This is work. It's starting to work with Cam inside playing the 3 because it allows RJ to play the 2, allows him to match up against guys that, you know, that's his size instead of worrying about playing the bigger and the taller guys, and let Cam play some perimeter D. So Tom is making some adjustment moves, you know what I'm saying, that even though some of them could have been desperate moves, but they were the right moves. So you got to, you know what I'm saying, you know, for it.
That's a great point, Jay Boogie, about RJ actually moving to the 2. I didn't actually think about that. And he's been more efficient the last 2 games. He's looked all-star level RJ, what we expect the last 2 games, because he's back at the 2. So the less size on him, smaller dudes.
Yeah, that's a great point, bro. I didn't even think about that until you said something, Jay Boogie. RJ Barrett so let me do this. And so y'all know I'll do this when I feel like I'm wrong. So I feel like I'm wrong about RJ Barrett. So let me backtrack off RJ Barrett. I don't want to call RJ Barrett a power forward anymore. Right, I'm gonna back off that. I'm gonna back off. I don't want to call RJ Barrett a shrunken down Julius Randle no. Right, because over the last couple of games and a half, RJ Barrett, when given the opportunity to play the 2 with Cam Reddish, is a decent scorer, not terribly efficient, but better than he had been. Right. So RJ Barrett is not having those 3 for 18 games no more. RJ Barrett is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 43% shooting, and that's up from the past 2 years or the past year and some change. Right?
Yo, freeze. But y'all don't think last night, like, that's my thing. Like, I don't even here to even get on RJ just to take like this. Like I say, I just feel like sometimes he was playing hero ball. We was up 23 when he had 5 points. So all the points he was getting, like, I didn't feel like he still to me didn't attack the different part of the game. It just seemed like he just cared about scoring, and we didn't really even need that. Like, we was up 23 points when he had 5.
What was the other players doing? What
scoring?
A shotgun. What was Derrick Rose doing during that same period? Derrick Rose was 1 for 10.
Right, he kept jacking up threes, like of course, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not bashing on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want because, like I said, a lot of people think I hate him, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just feel like he played hero ball sometimes. Like I just feel like he a stat stuffer chaser. Like because that was my point. I'm like instead of passing and playing good defense, like to me, what won us the game, Jericho Sims and Cam won us the game. Jericho Sims slowing down Cat, not really, but Cat still got his because he's a superstar. He's gonna do his, but he still slowed him down to a certain point. Cam on Ant-Man, oh God, he messed up his game a lot. Ant-Man was shooting threes all over the place. Cam is a defender, bro. That needs to be underestimated, bro. And that it did help RJ to a certain extent because I mean RJ, like I think Tibbs is realizing that hey, I can't have this guy on the defensive end and then expect him to do something awful. It's draining him out. You know what I'm saying? He's draining RJ out. He can't like he's not built for that. But Cam is built for that. You know what I'm saying? Cam, like I watched him shut down Kelly or what's his name from the Hornets? I forgot Kelly. Forgot the shooting guard, but he shut him down.
Oubre.
Yeah, Oubre. He shut down Oubre and he shut down Ant-Man last night. So that was a big.
Well, let's do one thing at a time because you mentioned like three things. Let's do one thing at a time. The thing about RJ Barrett stat padding, what I would say to that is during the course of the game, man, you got to get buckets, right? But if RJ had a slow start, how come the rest of the team didn't come and have his back? Derrick Rose was 1 for 10, right? Evan Fournier was 1 for 3. Emmanuel Quickly was 3 for 6, right? What I'm getting at is if on a team when one player is slacking, somebody's supposed to have his back, and if nobody has RJ back, why do we always say that RJ Barrett picked up his own game?
That's why I disagree with Uncle Freezy. I feel like
you agree with the stats. The stats are facts.
No. I know. The little part that you said earlier. See, I feel like Randle did have his back because another eye opener to me, when the best player on the team plays good, we're gonna win regardless, which is Julius Randle. At the end of the day, I don't expect him to hit 8 threes all games a night, but him on them boards and him getting in that paint and at least giving me something for 3, bro. He was the best player on the floor, and nobody. I just don't think nobody was.
What about the bench? What is the bench doing?
But Uncle Freezy, like for any franchise or any leader of men, like I don't expect my bench to do as much as my starters, though. Like that just always.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. When it comes time to give out game checks, I'm not going to give them a game check.
Ooh, the bench.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the bench have their highs and they low. It's just my perspective. Like I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just looking at it like I don't feel like I don't like if like I say if they give me a boost, I'm good with it. But I'm not on their butt tails if they're stinking it up from the joint because they're bench players. Yeah, they helping can contribute to us getting a W. Yes, they are an important factor to winning a championship. Of course, I'm not never ever saying that. But I just feel like we don't even have one player on the bench that can show that consistency to where we can say they are Jamal Crawford to put that expectation on them. That's all I'm saying. So like we can't keep giving them excuses they the kids or we can't say that. But my whole point is they're not even there yet. Like even IQ, we all know that's my boy, but he's hot and miss sometimes. But we know it's something there. So it hasn't any been one person on our bench that we can pinpoint and say, hey, come through right now. Obi's doing this thing. We can kind of look at Obi right now getting 20 minutes and 17 points.
But Obi and RJ don't play the same positions though. That's what I'm getting.
No, I was talking about the bench though. That's all. Go ahead though.
No, what I'm saying is what I'm getting at is if we critique, we got to critique across the board fairly to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like just to pick out like one guy and say this one guy didn't do a such and such thing. To me, it seems unfair. You know what I mean? That's all I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm getting at. Like I used to, and I know Shotgun. I know you probably don't know. You know what I'm saying? Don't like hip hop. Like I like hip hop, right? Everybody don't like hip hop. I'm just saying, just using.
I like hip hop.
so it's this. So back in the day,
I'm from,
it's this. It's
Uncle
this
Freezy,
group.
I'm from upstate. Griselda brought New York back, respectfully. Like from Buffalo,
Ooh.
they're an hour away. Like that's how you're supposed to rap in New York. The way we've been rap, they're keeping the essence of hip hop of tri-state area. Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun, and Conway. Whoa. Yeah. Well, let's talk, Jay Breezy.
You heard that?
Oh yeah, upstate New York brought back New York hip hop. But hands down. I mean, we don't get sturdy with it. We stick to the essence of spitting bars of Benny Butcher, a Conway, and a Westside Gun. Kids from 716.
Did you just say a Westside Gun? When you say Conway and Benny, okay.
He's the orchestrator.
Don't you never say bars.
He's the orchestrator. He's the orchestrator. He's the mastermind. He's the reason why we even know Conway or Benny. So you gotta give him some respect.
Hey, yo, don't get a difference because the chest is clobbing us.
Westside Fire, man.
Yeah.
Pray for Paris is one of the best albums ever.
I rock with them guys.
Yeah, I like Benny and I like Conway, bro. But if you ever say Westside Gun and bars in the same sentence again, bro, ever.
And he got that gun space.
When Melly Mel said, a child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God's smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. See, those are bars, bro. That's bars. That's real life right there. That's a whole story right there. But my point about hip hop was this. African Bambaataa had a joint, right? And everybody getting credit. And they had this dude named Keith Cowboy, who was a great performer, but he couldn't remember his lines, right? So they write this rap for him, and then he get in the studio, and guess what he says when it comes time for him to spit? He says, you know why? Because he couldn't remember his lines, but he remembered the rhythm.
That's the James Brown. That's the James Brown. James Brown used to do it too. He couldn't think of a word to go there, so he'd do ha, see you.
Yep.
He just made a sound.
Made millions with that. Millions.
Kept the rhythm. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying about the Knicks bench. Like, if you can't provide what we want,
that was a good analogy.
Something. Like
I like that.
Keith Cowboy couldn't remember the rhyme, but he still provided something. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm in this love affair with Quickly. Is that when his shot's not going, most nights he'll try to provide something. The same thing Obi did last night.
This year.
Yeah. So my point is when RJ shot RJ shot wasn't going, but guess what RJ Barrett did last night? RJ Barrett he had 5 rebounds and 5 assists.
That's true. I like that analogy, Uncle Free. I can't even argue with that. That analogy you just made and pinpointing and leading into the back, that's perfect. That was perfect. I ain't gonna even lie. That was perfect. Give us something.
We have a lot of growth. We have a lot of growth going on with our bench. And the thing is, and what helps us a whole lot about our bench, nobody on the bench has one thing that they're great at. Nobody's great with one thing. But you can say that, now it's starting to show that guys are looking to do other things outside of what they thought that they was great at. We like Quickly, for a little bit of on ball defense. We know Quickly can shoot, knock down the tray. But you saw the other night when none of that was going on, he had 16 boards. You know what I'm saying? So the guys on the bench, it looks like guys are trying to fill in gaps right now. And if they're filling in gaps, you know what I'm saying, that's a good way to plug up these holes and everything, what we got going on, man. And with RJ, I think RJ gets caught up too much of wanting to be nice. He wants to have who's and odds. But what he got to realize is that we're not looking for you for that, RJ. We're looking for you to continue on being you. You know what I'm saying? Give us that, don't, you know what I'm saying, give up, personality and keep on playing and keep on rocking. And that's what we don't even care if you all-star or not. It'll look good, but we're not looking for you for that. We're looking for you to be the best you on this New York Knicks team. And it seems like over the last 2 games, he's starting to find his, his itch. Whether if it has something to do with Cam, whatever it is, It's
Right.
work over the
doing it.
last 2 games. I just want to see, now that Cam is with you, I want to see both of y'all start getting like Duke status and start patting that floor. Start patting that floor and let me know y'all on some defensive standing. And then I know you're gelling.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's
And yo, go ahead. Oh no, this is the thing I was getting at. Like the piggyback off that point. Like I feel like you said, and like I like RJ doing great now because I think he's realizing he's just not the number one option, and that's all I was just saying, bro, about his game. He's just not our number one player. The best player on the team is Julius Randle. The ball should go through Julius Randle, then Brunson, then RJ. If we accept that, I have no problem with the kid. He can stay on his team. But that was just my problem. He's not. That's why I always compare him to.
What do you really want? What do you really want?
I like, again, I go back to the 2019 pick and 2019 draft, and I have a problem with a Jordan Poole. I have a problem with a Darius Garland, and I have a problem with a Hunter, guys like that are extending. And then we passed up on those guys, and we picked somebody third that's showing inconsistency to those players that we passed. Oh, that's just my point.
You would take Jordan Poole over RJ?
Of course I would take Jordan Poole over RJ.
Jordan Poole to me is probably the most overrated guy. He quickly.
You said probably. Until we see him in the starting until we see him at least get minutes like RJ, then we could judge him, man. Is that fair?
He's getting 25 a game and he's on a championship team. And that's what I'm saying is he's playing. If you put RJ in that Golden State team, RJ could be close to an all-star. You're playing with talent around him. And that's what I'm saying. Jordan Poole has to be over. He's got paid for what he's playing with, not what he's done. He's excelling in what quickly would probably do better in Jordan Poole if he was in Jordan Poole's position coming off the bench for Golden State better than the Knicks.
See, I agree with that.
Jordan Poole got way overpaid and he's way overhyped.
And Jordan Poole is playing more minutes per game than Klay Thompson.
I mean, Klay,
Jordan Poole is playing 28.8 minutes. Klay Thompson's playing 28 minutes.
Well, Jordan Poole is a bucket. If he's not scoring, he's useless. Like, no defense, no playmaking. He's a bucket. He's like Tyler Hero. If he ain't scoring buckets, he's useless and you can't play him. Like, he gets benched in the playoffs.
I'll take everything out of cards. RJ don't play as good as defense as much. So, no disrespect. I'm not even attacking RJ, but I want to piggyback off of your point. I've been said that. I said RJ is a champion, a 6-man on the championship team. So I agree with your point with Golden State. But you can't, like, we got to take everything out of context. Jordan Poole going on this team for this third year, and Golden State is not having the best record. Klay Thompson is not the same person.
RJ Barrett's not a 6-man on championship team. Because which championship team are you talking about?
Golden State. I think he'll be a championship on a Golden State.
He might be 6-man. But would he be the 6-man on the Milwaukee Bucks? No. He starts over Grayson Allen. No, he starts.
I think they bring him off the bench, Freezy. I disagree with that. There's no reason he don't space the floor. Chris Middleton space is enough spacing. RJ is
a situation where they start Drew Holiday, RJ Barrett, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. You think that is terrible spacing? You think they start Javon Carter over RJ Barrett?
Well, it's working. First of all, it's working. I mean, like him coming off the bench, no expectation. I think in that situation, him on the Milwaukee Bucks roster, for roster to roster, player to player, them players that you just named, absolutely no. But basketball sense wise, no, it don't make sense. RJ playing the 3 next to Giannis, that's terrible force placing. How would you space the floor with that?
Okay. Gunnar, do you think what do you think Jordan Poole does on this Knicks team? That's how you really compare. If you're going to say, like, if you put Jordan Poole in his position, what does he do?
He give us at least 23 points every night. Not if we have to. Yeah,
I don't even think his efficiency.
Hold on, you asked me a question. I can't answer. Madden, I couldn't answer.
He doesn't cross 15 points because efficiency drops way down because he doesn't have Steph Curry to open up the floor for him. He doesn't have.
That's easy to say because he's played with those players. Other players play with those players too. Why are they not producing like a Jordan Poole? You can't discredit his talent.
I'm not discrediting his talent, but you can't compare him to RJ Barrett. They're not the same player, and RJ Barrett is 2 levels ahead of Jordan Poole.
Sir, if they were drafting in the same, sorry, sir. If they were drafted in the same draft class, it's very fair to compare them. Sorry. They was drafted in the same draft class. You always gonna be. That's the reason why they label the 1999 draft or the 2000 because you're judged by your peers. I don't care what Knicks fans say. The NBA and the regular life judge people by their peers. That's life because who else are you going to compare them to? That's why the LeBron James and the Jordan comparison don't mix because it's different times. It's not his peers. It's different eras. It's different things. You cannot even compare it. Like you can't because they were shooting more twos back in Jordan days. They shoot more threes now in the 2000 eras. It's like it's not comparable. So that's my point. But the reason why you can compare RJ and the Jordan pool, because they all, before they met the NBA, that 2019, all those players were scouted by teams. They all were being interviewed by teams that who was going to be the next person to draft. So it's very fair to compare those two people. Now, my point is, with RJ being on a Golden State team, yes, I do believe Steph Curry and them help him, but also who he is as a player. You know what I'm saying? You got to take that in comparison. I just feel like you discrediting the Jordan Poole because it's a lot of people that played with Steph Curry and it's a lot of people that played with Draymond and Klay Thompson for years. But why are they not producing the same stuff as Jordan Poole? That's my question to you. So it has to be a talent factor. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not discrediting it as talent, but what I'm saying is $125 million contract. The hype, he's better than RJ Barrett. The Knicks need to trade 3 first-round picks for Jordan Poole after Draymond. It's absolutely ridiculous. He is nothing more than a sixth or a seventh man on a good team. Emmanuel quickly be able to do exactly what Jordan Poole's doing if he was on Golden State. There's no difference between you can compare Emmanuel quickly and Jordan Poole. You can't compare RJ Barrett because RJ Barrett is 10 times the player Jordan Poole is. RJ Barrett's an actual all-around basketball player. Jordan Poole is a hot and cold bucket.
Joe Madden, quick question. A team that I know they both can start on right now. Who's a better fit next to Damian Lillard, RJ Barrett or Jordan Poole?
RJ Barrett. Right now, they need size. They need wings. Size.
Yeah, right. From shooting, offensive wise, that don't even mix. Spacing wise, Dame's gonna get you.
They have Anthony Simons, so that's basically, and Anthony Simons is a way better player and has more potential than Jordan Poole has. They won't even go down that road.
But Shotgun, let me ask you this:
Go ahead.
Who is shooting a better percentage from the floor right now, Jordan Poole or RJ Barrett?
I can't answer the question because I didn't.
It's
so
RJ
I know
Barrett.
You know the answer. Yeah, I know you know the answer.
RJ Barrett is shooting 3 percentage points higher.
He played way more minutes than Jordan Poole, and he been starting since day one.
But percentage is based on shot attempts. It's not based on minutes.
I got a question for you too, because I love questions. So who's an underachiever or overachieving, Jordan Poole or RJ Barrett?
I don't know because
that's not fair, Uncle Freezy.
You asked me a hypothetical question.
How is that hypothetical?
You said who is more of an underachiever, RJ Barrett or Jordan Poole?
No, who's an overachiever and who's an underachiever? Because it's fair. They both came in the 2019 draft. Right. That's what I'm saying. Because for Jordan Poole to even be in this conversation, that's my point. He's in this conversation, was not even looked at.
I help y'all out with this little scenario right here. I'm gonna tell you, Poole has more talent gifts than RJ. I will say that.
Thank you.
He's a better ball handler. But I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna put it to you this way. It's a lot of players in the league that can go and play inside that Golden State Warrior system and flourish.
Right.
But it's not a lot of those players over there at Golden State that come out of that system, go play somewhere else that can flourish. Guys that was on that team last year, you're hearing nothing about them.
Right.
That system works for people. It helps people become more than what they really actually are. Not saying
inflate their numbers. I'm
not saying that Poole doesn't have no talents, he can't shoot, none of that. But if he was to come up out of that system and go somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe he would be as good as he is in that position.
In that sense,
Golden State. That fits him. That's why they paid him. This right here fits you, dude. You being our 6th man, you being our killer coming off the bench, ball is in your hand. That fits him. Everybody can't get out them system teams like Kawhi in San Antonio and go to Toronto and show you that I'm nicer than what I was in that system.
Right.
That's the only difference between you put RJ over there. RJ is going to be a whole lot better than Kuminga.
Right.
Way better.
As far as his injury, you know what I'm saying? Even Chuck said,
I think
but
he
that's
starts
something
over Clay, to be honest, because Clay is looking like one of the worst contracts in basketball.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But it's not his fault though. It's because of the injury, bro. It's really not his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not.
It's kind of Golden State's fault. He got hurt, and they're like, "Here, we'll give you a bag. We'll give you the bag anyway."
Yeah.
Right.
Because they gave it to him because they underpaid him when they were winning championships. You know what I'm saying? So they giving him legacy
extension,
money.
right?
Yeah, they giving him legacy money now, like the Lakers did Kobe. And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that because the last 2 years of Kobe contract was a terrible contract. But they did it they paid Kobe for what he brought to the organization. Right? But what I'll say to this about Jordan Poole, to Jay Boogie point again, Jay Boogie spot on 100%. Right? Let me tell you, I'm gonna name some names of guys that left Golden State and looked terrible after they left. D'Angelo Russell, Otto Porter Jr. You ain't heard nothing from Otto Porter in Toronto. Gary Payton II is backing up in Portland. You ain't heard nothing from him. Kelly Oubre in Charlotte. Come on, get out of here. You feel me? I mean, these guys leave. These guys eat in Golden State's system, and when they leave, the pixie dust. They are Cinderella. Anybody in here ever heard the story of Cinderella? And Cinderella going to the ball. Cinderella at the ball was the belle of the ball, but before the ball, she was the stepsister that cleaned up. That's all she was, and she went to the ball. And she turned into something. Right, but Gary Payton II, you don't hear nothing about. You don't even hear his name in the NBA no more.
What's that dude over there in LA with the Lakers? The one that was, in the dunk contest too?
Yeah, Juan Toscano Anderson is not even in the Lakers rotation.
Yeah, he was trash. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
but he got burned over there.
But
I get what you're saying though. I get what Uncle Freezy. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. RJ Barrett though is something before he goes to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett and Andrew Wiggins would be the future of Golden State basketball if RJ went there. Jordan Poole is just a matter of fact. I'll tell you what. I'll give you another example. Since we're using a late first round draft pick, right? Jordan Poole was a late first round draft pick combo guard. What would Tyrese Maxey look like with the Golden State Warriors?
Oh my God! Him beside Klay Thompson at the 2, or beside Steph.
Right, but my point is, if you can plug a Jordan Poole in and have him look good, imagine if you plugged in a talented player. Because I don't think Poole talented. I think he's fortunate. I think he's fortunate. But
seriously, Uncle Freeze?
Yep.
Well, you don't think he's like you don't like his jump shot? Like what is it? Like you just think he's like. You think he's living off the hype off of like his environment, the organization he's around?
Right. I think you could find a 6'3" streaky shooter from anywhere USA. I think you could pick one up from Walmart.
You got one in the draft next year. You could probably get 3 of them in the draft next year. They come out every year.
You could get one out of free agency right now. I bet you somebody's free right now. You get listen, a 6'3" scorer, streaky scorer. You can find them from any. You could find them at work. A 6'3" streaky shooter to go play next to legends.
Go to Rutgers.
Right.
Go to any of the parks. You'd find guys that can put a skinny guy that can put up buckets. You could probably do it in the NBA too. The same as Poole, or in Golden State at least.
Yeah. Well,
and they had to send him down to the G League. They had to clean him up a lot his first year. RJ come in and had some work to do, but RJ, you could see, was going to be a pro. Jordan Poole looked like a G League player at first, and they had done a lot of work with him.
Right, but to get 120 million out of all that, like that's overachieving to me. That just my point.
And an overpay. That's going to look like a bad contract in 2 years when Steph and Draymond and these guys are gone, and he has to run the show.
And no disrespect to Golden State because they win championships, right? But Golden State doesn't exactly always give out great contracts. Right now, I bet you if they could unload Draymond Green right now, they would take a second-round pick.
I think with Clay, too. If they could upgrade at that position for Clay, they'd move his money.
And then Klay
Nah, they
Thompson,
definitely moved Clay. That's why they gave.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I think Clay on the hot chopping block, man. He don't even get as much minutes as we used to. But it's not his fault though. It's not really his fault. You know what I'm saying?
they got to keep them together because of legacy. Because sometimes legacy is more important than a season. It's how you're remembered. Because they've already done all the hard stuff. Steph and Clay have already won that organization 4 championships. That was the hard part, right? But now it's how you don't want to be remembered as the you know what I'm saying, the GM that broke up the Splash Brothers and traded Klay Thompson to Orlando. You know what I'm saying? After the Splash Brothers won you 4 championships, you got to live with that contract. That's appreciation. And I know people will say, "Yo, it's a business. It's a business." Yes, it's a business, and it's not a business of today or a business of tomorrow. Basketball is a business of forever, and you don't want to be remembered as the GM that broke up the Splash Brothers and make Steph Curry disgruntled. Man, you traded my man. I don't want to be here no more. Now Steph Curry is like, nah, I don't want to retire as a Warrior. You don't want to be that guy. Don't be. Just let Klay play out his contract. Let Draymond play out let them guys walk like the Celtics did with Bird and McHale and Parrish and all them guys. Let them leave on their own terms, right? You don't want to be the guy that broke up a dynasty and then you're going to spend the next 50 years trying to put another one together. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. I know. I went through that, bro. I went through that. I saw an organization that should have been in the finals 5 straight years, the New York Knicks. We should have been in the finals in 69, but we lost to the Celtics because we were too young and they were a veteran team. We outplayed the Celtics in 69. We should have won the championship in 69, right? But we did dumb turnovers, hero ball, all the stuff that young people do. And the Celtics were a veteran team, and all they did was let us do it. They let us make mistakes, and they went to the finals and won it. And walking off the court, the Boston Celtics were like, y'all let us have this one. And this is multiple Boston Celtics said this. Y'all let us get this one, but the Knicks are the team of the 70s. That's what they were saying. The Knicks are the team of the 70s. And the very next year, the Knicks won the championship. The year after that, the Knicks were hurt. The year after that, we ran into the 72 Lakers, which might be the greatest team ever. But the year after that, we beat that Lakers team. Well, look, so what I'm getting at though, and just real quick, what I'm getting at is that front office saw some guys getting a little bit older, and they started trading the pieces away. Like, hey man, we got to upgrade that point guard, man. Clyde getting a little long in the tooth, and they traded Clyde Frazier to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do you want to be that GM that traded away Clyde Frazier to Cleveland? I mean, come on, bro.
Well, if it's successful, but that's the thing. How very rarely do you get? And Boston, the thing with Danny Ainge, didn't even win the chip. But what I'm saying is they got close to it. He's the only example I see of ripping down an older all-star team and successfully rebuilding it quick.
Yep.
He's the only example. I don't think there's another one.
And he's doing it now too, though, Joe. Man, he's doing it with the Utah Jazz. So
what are we? 10 games in? I give it to the deadline because if they lose a couple of games, he's going to start tanking and he'll trade Laurie Markin. He'll trade these dudes to get it, Victor.
Right.
No, I think he's going to take. But remember, Adam Silver stated franchises is getting hit now. So if you feel like you're tanking, like for Victor, he's going to find you. So. That's why the Spurs and that's why everybody playing hard. Like I think, of course, like around that time, that is going to be a tankathon. Like people going to start tanking. But like obviously, I feel like he's a good GM, man. He kind of know what he's doing, man.
Hey, let me ask Jay Boogie this. Jay Boogie, just real quick before I gotta wrap up, man. I gotta start, man. Work be calling, bro. But Jay Boogie, let me ask you this: how do you feel about this season? Like we're 10 games in, we're 5-5, we're basically in the middle of the pack in everything, right? Hey man, and matter of fact, I think I'm gonna see you in Charlotte. You going to the Charlotte game, right?
Yeah, already on bought 3 joints down there at the bottom. Yeah, Folio hit me up and asked me about whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going. Yeah, I'll be there with you. I'm hitting up Folio too.
Yeah, I got 2 of them, but I brought an extra one just in case. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I talked to Food. Yeah. So I'll be down there with you. But listen, let me ask you this. With all the stuff that you've heard in the off season and all the stuff looming, like the potential commissioner taking away draft picks because of tampering and the heat around Tibbs and this front office and the team being 5-5, middle of the road and all that stuff. How do you feel about what you see from this Knicks team?
Well, I'm just going to, reflect off what you just said. When you talked about the 69 championship, we had young guys that know what they was doing, turning the ball over, didn't know how, in Boston Celtics, you know what I'm saying? They counted on that.
Yep.
I believe with this win last night, we finally learned what it is not to blow games.
Right.
We've been losing games that we blew, or we did not finish, or we did not have a full, complete effort. I believe like tonight, being able to go on the road to play against a team that has 2 all-star players, 2 guys that can take over a building, and you shut both of them down, and you come out with a victory in the same format the other days that we played, whereas, we was knocking teams' head off, but all of a sudden we blew it. We gave it up. They took it from us. I think they realized what it is to keep the foot down, mashed on somebody's neck last night. And all I kept saying I was on Gammo with Gammo last night.
Right.
They're gonna make a run.
Right.
You make them work for their run, they're gonna make a run to catch up, but then they're gonna be too tired to finish. That's what happened in the second half. They made everything hard and difficult for them. They kept making them play defense, and they kept making it hard for them to get buckets. And it wore Minnesota down. I think right now, in the later part of the season, I think we're going to be better than what we're going to be in the first half of the season. I believe everybody's going to get sunk in and know their role and understand what it is they need to do as a team, as a whole, more than anything. So I'm looking for this team in the second half to make you realize I don't want to play the Knicks no more, because they're not blowing games. It's not an easy victory. They're not finding their own ways to lose. It's not take a night off for us tonight. We're playing the Knicks, and they're hungry too. So that's where I'm at with the team, man. I'm not looking for a championship. I'm not looking for that. Jay, you'll never hear Jay Boogie say we're looking for a championship. But why can't we turn everything around and get our culture and everything going back in the right direction, get the guys want to play hard, and get the fans happy about basketball? You got to remember, 2 seasons ago, when we lost that last game against the Hawks in Madison Square Garden, for the hard work and effort that everybody provided that whole season, the whole building stood up and clapped. So us as New York people, we know when we get, a team effort. That's all we want. We can understand how to lose a game with you giving your all. That just means that you was just better than us. But for you to be good, better than us, and then you didn't show up for that game, and we didn't even play our game, and we blew the game, that's what we don't want as Knicks. Just give us your hard effort, man. That's all we want.
Just give it. Hey, and I was speaking to you about. I think you dipped yesterday before I got to talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. That's all I want from the Knicks. Mm-hmm. But like, I've been a fan for so long. All I want is something in return. Mm-hmm. That right there is the thing. One of the things that I want in return. Right? If you're gonna come here, if you're gonna put the jersey on, just play hard, man. Give us something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Because I think sometimes people feel like all Uncle Freezy does is bash the team. Nah, bro. All I want is, bro, we go to these games, bro. We buy all this Knicks stuff. You know what I'm saying? We be on YouTube all the time, audio, all this stuff. We give everything to the Knicks. All we want is something in return. Mm-hmm. And if you can give us that, bro, that's kind of meeting us halfway. You know what I'm saying? But all these years of dudes, remember all the dudes used to come here and get checks? Remember Clarence Witherspoon? All them dudes used to come here and get these checks. stay in street clothes, all this stuff, bro. You know, we
It
just
was a
burnt out.
retirement home. Guys used to come here for the last payday and retire.
Right. You're right.
Hey,
They retirement
before you jump off, I called you this morning, right?
You called me?
I called you this morning. Freeway, early. Not Rockefeller, just freeway, early.
Okay.
You see it?
No.
And this is what my conversation was to you. So while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I know you cool with it, even though you don't know what I'm gonna say. But what I'm gonna do is if there's anybody in the chat, y'all hit them like buttons too. Anybody that's listening out in the chat, I'm getting ready to, put together a debate tournament on the Freezy show. And what it is, I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna try to get 8 guys. And the 8 guys that's gonna come in is just gonna be an 8-man debate tournament. And like Freezy been doing it, it's gonna be judged by the people that's in the chats, not guys on the panel, none of that. The people in the chat, as Freezy already got it, he already laid that out before. The same thing is gonna apply. In a certain amount of time, you're gonna be able to hit how many that person's name that's gonna be in the chat within that period of time, so we can figure out who wins these debates. But I'm also gonna get these guys. Y'all gonna have to put $10 up a piece. You have to put it up, and I'm gonna also throw an additional $150 to clear up the pot. So what that is saying, with them 8 guys and my 150, that's $230 worth of free Christmas money to get guys to come in and get the critiquing and debating about, the Knicks format on how we like to see. So guys can know and understand what it is, the debate, and go against one another and agree and disagree, but still come up with logical answers. Because I've seen a lot of people around the places, they be debating, and no, we can't debate without coming up with answers. If you're debating and going over something, you don't come with a solution, guess what you did? You only had an argument. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get with Freezy, but I'm just putting it out there on Freezy's channel, and I'm gonna put it out on everybody else's channel. I'm gonna try and get 8 guys where you can come in and Freezy will figure out the date and everything. And I don't care what 8 guys it is, but just when you come, just bring your, your best critiquing answers, and support, and try to win your little bread or whatever, But we're gonna go ahead and get 8 guys with they 80 and my 150, and try to, turn some things around on the debate status of the New York Knicks, man.
Nice.
Blorange Tears
nice.
at its finest.
Dope.
Real debate. And trust me, if you whack, I'm gonna tell you whack. Trust me. You better bring your A game.
You
Like
finna
all this.
real, man.
Yeah, like
The chat gonna let you know if you whack. They gonna throw tomatoes, all that at you.
Yeah, man. Like
You can't go to Newark. You can't go to Newark being acting like that. I'll tell you that.
J Buggy know how it is, bro. Dudes come be busting their guns in the air, ain't hit nothing. All they doing is busting guns in the air, making noise.
Yeah.
On
my shooting at the store building. Hit him.
Uncle Freezy, you rocking tonight?
Yeah, I'm rocking tonight for sure.
All right, because J Boogie, I want to ask you a question about tonight. How you feel about us going after Cat?
I don't
before
want.
we wrap it up.
I don't.
You don't
want
Cat?
Yeah.
Why not?
No, for what?
I don't want him. Did you see him last night?
Yeah, that's why I want to bring context. He shot 9 for 13 from field. He shot for 1 for 3 from the field. He had 13 rebounds, 25 points, and 7 assists. So we did not shut Cat down.
Yeah, but he got a lot of points during garbage time. But I'm not really talking about the point. I'm talking about his body language, his effort. When the team was down, you getting paid all that money. You when you get on that bench, you airing your team out. Yo, what are we doing? We playing against these guys. They know how to blow it. You seen none of that.
So Edwards was the same thing. Something's going on there because Anthony Edwards was the same thing.
I think he called him out though, Joe Madden. Yeah, I was letting you land your point. That's my point. I think it's more discomfort because he did call him out. He called him out when he said he eat Popeye. You like, yo, I got to do a better job. Cat won out. You know what I'm saying? That's period. You know what I'm saying? Cat won out.
Shouldn't have called him out public though. He should have said it behind. Because I do agree with him. Like Anthony Edwards looked like he got fat over the offseason and he's a step or two slow.
Yep.
Right. But Madden, he did that. I think he did that intentionally.
They pointed him to set a screen the other game. I think it was against the Lakers. They pointed for him to set a screen, and he wouldn't set the screen. So someone set a screen for him, and he wouldn't make the run around the curl for the shot.
Bro,
So he
Ant-Man
basically
don't even
quit. He wouldn't run the play. So
So
he just stood
Ant-Man
there with
don't
his
even
hands on his hips. So there's something going on there.
Yeah.
They're probably going to
Madden,
move Cat soon.
Madden, and if you go back to the game, man, on the pick and roll, it's the same thing with the Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert thing. Every time the pick and roll, he passed it to D'Angelo Russell instead of Cat. It's clearly a problem there, bro. They clearly beefing. Something going on there, bro.
But I want to ask you one quick question so we can go out on a positive note. I don't want to let you ask everybody questions because I was here. Yeah. So I just want to ask you, how you doing with them kids and your coaching and stuff, man? Let us know.
Oh, appreciate it, Joey Boogie. Yeah, man, we about to start the season. We about to start the season next week. Like I said, me and my two babies. Like I said, we doing good, man. Like I said, I got full custody of my first one last year. So, like I said, we had just moved. That's why I wasn't on a thing. I haven't been online a while because we was in the process of moving. But everything's all settled, man. And like I said, I'm still working with the kids and still doing a positive thing and trying to help these kids. I'm at work right now, actually. I'm at school right now, so. We didn't have school today, but we had to show up today. But just still doing a good thing, Jake. And just thank you, man, for checking on me, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Man.
Hey, I'm trying to get to work too. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Hey, thank you everybody for rocking, man.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Hey, Boogie, we definitely gonna get that up and running, man. Just let me know how you want to format it, and then what I'll do is I'll put it on some paper. We make sure everybody who want to contribute, contribute. And if you show, you lost. I don't care.
You lost.
If you don't show up, you taking that L. Them them however much money it is gone. So, all right, man. Hey, I'll call you later on once I finish up some of this stuff.
No doubt, my brother. You continue on having a great Tuesday, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well with you and the wifey and everything. Tell wife what's up, man.
You will do that.
The noise, things getting back cool and everything. Yeah. Where Hoodie Cab at? I'm getting ready to call him back.
Yeah, I was going to call Hoodie Cab too in a little while. Hoodie Cab will talk you to death, but yeah, man, I'm gonna call him after I finish up this stuff. All right, y'all.